The Lemon Squeeze Show is here to inspire, empower, and illuminate women around the globe. As entrepreneurs, role models, warriors, the glue that holds families together, trendsetters, career women, and mothers of the earth, we face obstacles daily. We conquer the inevitable. We persevere beyond measure. And we flourish unapologetically. It's a fact that life will bring you lemons. It's a choice for you to make lemonade. Welcome to the Lemon Squeeze Show. That's what JoJo knows.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Ooh, I didn't know you had bars.
Bars, gang gang.
Or is it?
Vocals, all of it.
You're not flat.
Whatever it is, it's popping.
Welcome to the Lemon Squeeze Show here at WPSN99.com with my earphones falling off. I'm your host, JoJo Knows, and of course, I have my beautiful co-host,
That's right,
Constance B, as well as Mizz 31. We out here. How y'all doing, ladies?
I'm awesome.
I am doing extremely well. I'm feeling good. I'm recharged.
I know that's right.
So I'm great. I'm doing good.
And you know, it was just St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
Get in. Did you rock your green?
I mean, I have on green now.
Good. Good. Because you know, like back in the day, like if you did, I don't know if they do it. You get pinched.
You got pinched.
Right.
All day.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how they still do that in school. No,
I'm sure they do. Probably do it worse. They probably hit you in the face or something.
Oh, gosh.
They'll probably get arrested now.
Yeah, right?
These kids, yeah.
Speaking of, did you hear about the little boy? It's so old, but it just made me think about it. What county was it? Polk? It was either Polk or Lake. And he didn't do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Didn't they kick him out of school or arrest him or something?
He got arrested.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't hear about that.
Are you going to hold that the whole time, by the way?
Yes, I'm going to have to.
She's in the studio. In the studio.
Oh, my gosh. So,
Are they falling? Or
yeah, they're like sliding. I don't know, maybe I should I'll work on that, but let's go forward. So this week's topic, you guys, you know, I always have to either go into deep thought or ask you all to chime in and kind of share your thoughts on what we should discuss. And so, without further ado, are you faker than a dollar bill?
Ooh.
Or a people person?
Girl.
And-
Ooh, let me tell you. Now,
and
that
I
is
was like,
such
since
a
you-
topic.
Faker than a dollar bill.
Or
Are you a real person?
Oh, no, are you a people? Or
Are you a
people's
people
person.
or are you just a people person?
Right.
Mm.
Now, that right there is so deep because it can get twisted and so many angles, tangles. So this is my take on that, right? Okay. So I think a lot of people get that twisted because they think that when I'm here at the radio station, I'm this way because I'm at the radio station, I'm having a great time. You know, my kids make this, they say they're like, Mom, and when we see you with everybody else, you be just so nice. And then and so it's like, because when I'm at home, I have to be Mom. Yes, I have a good time and we laugh, but I'm like a lot tighter than what I am when I'm just at work or I'm here. Then when I'm at work, you know, I have another face. I'm still being myself, but I know how to turn on the switch on and off. So, and I've seen it not work out for people who don't know how to turn the switches. Right. Their customer service is horrible. Like, or, you know, they'll be at work and they're supposed to be one way, but they're still acting as if they were like hanging out at home playing video games. Right. And it's like, do you not know how? So I personally, to answer that question, I don't think that it's always, because some people are just extra fake and it is just what it is. But I think a lot of people are
You smiling hard over
are
there.
just being themselves and not being fake. So I
was laughing at you because I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh no!
I wouldn't take it as being fake at all. So we're having a little wardrobe malfunction. That's what's throwing off. So anyway, that's my take on it. So what about you, Miss 20? Like what about you?
I'm back, y'all.
I don't really know because for being that I was a restaurant manager, so I understand that I had to put on like this fake personality, I guess.
So
like,
you would say it's fake?
Yeah, like it's not 100%.
Oh, it's getting
Who
good.
I am, but I have to put this face on for my job because you have to follow certain protocols and regimens. Because sometimes I really want to be like, you can get out my face. I really don't care. It's just food. You got people who live in the third world countries who can't eat right now. So you mad about some pasta and sauce? You can really kick rocks.
But instead, you'd be like, oh, hi. Oh, my gosh. That was cold. Let me take this back for you.
Right.
I cannot believe they were served like that this way.
Right.
Oh, let me comp your meal.
But
and please come back next week, and we're going to give you a discount for your next purchase.
Exactly.
So is that to you? Like, I wouldn't call that being fake, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that being fake. I would call that being you turned that switch on because exactly, like, that's what it is.
Because if you the other way, you ain't going to have no job.
Right.
Or you're not going to be managing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not going to be managing it. But
right.
But I love the two perspectives. So keep going.
So that's my thing now. When it comes to real life,
I'm just hooking up the queen over here. Try that.
When it comes to
Hopefully
like real life situations,
Uh-huh.
I think you can be fake.
Yes.
And not a people person. Now it could be that thing of like, let's just talk about. JoJo and I have these conversations all the time. You'll have people who want to hang around you and be your friend. Mm-hmm. Act like they love everything that you're doing. I love where you going, girl. You making it. You doing it.
Right.
You got your business popping and whatnot. But then you turn around.
What was
Where's
that?
that coming from? That me?
That sounds like it's you.
Well, I definitely get that part. Now that's the part like in the family where I cannot, like, I can't deal with that type of fakeness. Like, that to me is fake. When you're out, like, just your normal day, and it's somebody who already is just being on their extra, and then instead of you just saying a few words and keeping it moving, you really would sit there and continue to have this like whole thing. Well, how's your kids doing? When you know that you don't care,
yeah,
and you really don't care about this person, but you just going with the flow, and it's like, why waste time like that?
Right.
When you know this person's gonna talk behind your back, you know this person is nasty. There's nothing wrong with saying hello. I'll speak,
yeah, it's okay,
walk past
hello.
anybody, say, oh, hi, but to sit there and then turn around and talk about you.
Right.
Like, for me to come to you and we're having the conversations, and when I walk away, I'm like, she is just such and such and such. She is this, and
Now
that's fake.
Yeah. And I have to agree with you, Constance B. I do believe that depending on the day or the circumstances, or whether you're at work or you're networking or, you're doing the social thing.
Right.
Like, you have different, I don't want to say personalities, but you address it or you communicate in different ways. And so I know at work, there are obviously at work, everyone's job. There's people who you don't care for, or if you were outside of work, those wouldn't be individuals who you would communicate with or converse with.
Right.
But for work purposes, you're able to coexist and be cordial and get to the business, and that's just that.
Right.
And it's not me being fake. It's just I'm here to get a job done. We have business to do, and
Correct.
we can get along to accomplish that goal. And now, if I see you outside, I'm not gonna ask you to sit down and have a drink with me.
Exactly.
That would
the
be
fake.
That would be when I would be fake. If I invited you out, we work together, I don't care for you, but we we get the job done, and then on the weekend I asked you to come to the house to hang out, or let's go
and
shopping
I don't
together,
do you like
and
that.
I really don't like you. That's when fake to me comes in.
Right.
But then again I'm gonna give you a different perspective. If it is for I guess I'm gonna ask a question. So we're talking about work, and it's someone who you don't necessarily care for, but then you may need to meet with this person on the weekend for personal reasons, but to accomplish a work goal. Are you fake then?
No. You have to turn that switch on again. That's the switch that we're talking about, where I was saying that's the switch. You have to turn it on, I'm doing this for a purpose, for a reason, for my job. Let me focus, get this done, and then we move on from it. Now you're being fake if now the whole entire time that you now have left from this person, and you telling every person you come in contact with how much the person breath was stinking, or how much you just was gonna explode if you spent one more minute, and you just can't stand. I mean, you just going on and on in the worst of ways about this person. Now that, to me, in that moment, you were just like, why did you even go through all that? Just to sit with this person and talk to him? I mean, to talk about them? To me, that's fake.
But are we being fake both times? Just fake with a purpose.
Now that sounds good.
You know what I mean?
Maybe
like,
fake with a purpose.
Like-
I could do that.
like maybe. Now,
It's so funny though, being fake with a purpose.
and it doesn't feel as bad as, you know, if we were doing the examples that you're giving. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so I can't, you know, well, I don't do the talk behind your back thing,
Mm-hmm.
but
The gossiping is when it's real fake.
You know what's
Yeah.
When you act
what-
like someone's friend, but then you go gossip about them.
now
That's
what-
the problem that I
what's
have.
so weird is that people in relationships.
but don't we do that? Like, okay,
Like-
so you made me think of something, Louis. So we're at work, right? You doing your job, you doing your thing,
Mhm.
and then you go home and you talk to your boo, your loved one, your homegirl. You talking about the person you can't stand at work, so you are gossiping.
Well, you are gossiping, but it's bad if at
But
work
that's not
you're
your
all
friend.
in that
Yeah.
person's personal space and you're
Right.
laughing with them. You're being all, you know,
But
you're
have-
the one.
You have to do that at some
No,
work.
I'm saying like, but you're doing it,
But you're
not
making it your
related to
friend,
the
yeah.
job. So you're leading this person to think that everything is cool, but in all act, and it's just like, why volunteer fakeness? If you don't fool with them, we fooling with each other only because we got to handle business together.
Right.
We work together. We gotta accomplish a goal together. And that's it. But for you just to go to her office and knock on her door, hey, I'm gonna go get some food. Would you want me to pick you up something? Then when the woman say yes, now you on the way in the car. Just I should never even ask. She know I'm food. Like, why would you do that then?
So it's okay to be fake in business, but it's not
What?
okay to be fake in your personal life.
Well,
Fake
that's Chick-fil-A fake though. That's not fake in
that's not
business. You're
fake,
supposed
yeah.
to do Chick-fil-A fake.
Right.
I'm just
At
asking
your
the
work, you
question.
should be
Right,
nice.
I like the way
Of
you
course.
put that. Chick-fil-A fake.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm
I
gonna
think
use that.
but I think you're right. It's a difference between being nice and being fake, being a phony. Being
What
a
about
fraud.
being in a relationship with someone who you then, well, you're not with them anymore, but have you ever been in a relationship with someone who was extremely jealous of you? And, you know, next thing, then you find out from different, you know, close friends that you guys share that this person is actually talking like mad trash about you.
I can't relate to that.
And but isn't that a strain? But people go through that, like they're actually in relationships and they're being fake in the relationship with the person they're with instead of.
That's horrible.
That's strange though.
But
Yeah,
but I have heard of relationships
Yes, I have too.
like that where the person was envious or jealous in the relationship, which is like, how and why are you involved for however long they were together? But it has happened. I just can't give any insight on it because it's never happened to me.
Yeah.
Everybody who dated me crying because they know, you know, she done moved on and you ain't got a chance to come
Oh,
back.
and
baby.
listen, and missing you too hard because they know how good you were. Now that's the part right there. That the part that gives you the kicker right there.
So speaking of fake
Yeah.
though, is it fake? We're talking about, are you faker than a dollar bill or a people person when you all fake maybe certain moments or times in a relationship? And so do you call it fake if you don't respond to something that you wanted to, you keep it inside? Or, women, and I don't know if men can do this because I'm not a man, but there are times when women fake, orgasms and things like that. Are we faker than a dollar bill, or are we just a people person?
Well, I guess in that, in that instance, I seriously think that you are people pleasing at that point.
Right.
You're not, you know how this person may feel.
We thank you for that, by the way.
And
So we're okay with that
Yeah,
too.
we're okay with
I
that.
think that's fine. I think it's fine because you
You
know,
don't want to hurt your man.
Because I'm tired.
Yeah.
My jaw hurts. I'm done.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, baby, like don't like kill his ego. So it's
yeah, I
okay
think that's fine.
at that
I don't
moment.
see. I don't. And then
Now, it's
what
not
if
okay
it's
if it's a
fake?
constant thing. If
No,
you're constantly
no,
faking
it's
it. Now, if
fake when you go behind your partner's back and then now you're talking about the person, like you're like bad mouthing
Right.
that person. Then you go back to the house and it's all smiles.
Right.
That's when I feel that comes into being fake.
And it's only okay like if you're drunk and you're numb or something like that. You just want to move forward.
Right.
Don't do that as a habit, because then you're setting yourself up for.
Right.
It's like saying you like their meatloaf and then you're just gonna keep getting
Yeah.
that damn meatloaf, man.
Right.
Hell no.
Eventually, you gotta
Hell
have.
no.
Eventually, you gonna have to have a conversation
Right. About that.
Yeah,
meatloaf.
about that meatloaf.
Like tomorrow.
Like you missing some seasoning, baby.
Like I'll let you go tonight, but we're talking about this next time.
I agree with that.
And that's now because we're bringing this into a relationship. We're talking about relationship. Now that is something that I just cannot do is be fake in a relationship. I cannot fake the phone.
You don't need to.
Okay, now what about when you don't look good in that dress? Is that man?
Tell me.
Is that man supposed to be faker than a dollar bill?
No, I
No.
want him to tell
A
me.
people person.
No, tell me.
Y'all want
Tell me.
to go there? I'm
I don't
Y'all
like
lie. All y'all lying.
No,
I'm not lying because see the thing is I don't like to look sloppy when I go out, so I'm not one to be like, oh well F you. No, tell me if it doesn't look right, if I look sloppy or I'm not well put together in something that I may think that is okay. Tell me. That's
But
what
you
a
have a
partner
mirror.
shouldn't- That
You have a mirror.
you have a
to tell
mirror, but
you.
sometimes you can look and
Why
be
you
like,
ask me?
well, because sometimes you can look at it and say, maybe I could get away with it, and then somebody else will tell you like, nah, girl, you know what I mean, like straight up, like don't even play yourself like that. Like yes, you see it, but then you want the opinion of how it looks from someone else looking at you.
I think it depends on the day, the time,
Yeah.
what's going on. Because
That's a
there's
scary
times
question.
where I need you to be very honest with me and let me down easy. Don't be all extra.
Don't
and-
overkill.
Yes, like I'm
That dress is horrible.
This is a
your
sensitive-
leg look this big. Why you gotta have your this? Like
that
no.
don't look right.
No.
You don't look good in that.
Just
dress.
say.
I mean, the way to do it is say, you know what, I like you better in that dress. If
That's the way to do
Or
it.
baby, you should. What about that one over there that you bought the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try
She
that.
knows what that means.
You know, like
yeah.
that's a
and then
whole lot.
that's
better.
a better way than if some people can handle the truth. Like, no, I don't like that. Then that's a better
Oh,
way.
you just touched on something when you just said that.
What?
Some people can handle the truth.
Yeah, some people can.
That's my book.
Sounds like
y'all.
a book.
Listen,
Can you handle the truth?
listen. No, now you know we all go through different seasons, right? In this season of my life, I am really now. Like I've heard people say, "Well, I don't want you to tell me the truth." I am really realizing now, truthfully, that there are people who do not want to hear the truth. They don't want to talk
yeah.
about the truth. They rather just put up this fake facade that everything is okay and let's brush over the problem. So that is when she just said that about not. I really honestly, even with your book, like we say that, can you handle your truth? But now
A lot of people
I'm
can.
I'm really understanding that there seriously are adults
Girl, why you think I wrote the book?
that cannot handle their truth.
That's it.
And so they rather
I
be
think-
fake
Right.
and pretend, and then that makes them feel better. And that's that's why I can't be fake. Because that is crazy to me. Like, there's no way. Why?
I think since we're
How can you be happy
we've
like
gone
that? Why?
But you know, sometimes it's not because they don't want to or they're just being fake. It's just it's really tough and hard to handle some truth that people have or have experienced that they need to get through, deal with, accept, acknowledge to get to the other side. And that's the tough thing to swallow. Like the acronyms for can you handle your truth? Truth is the real ugly that hurts.
Right, right.
And so that's a whole nother ball game when you want somebody to really look themselves in the mirror and be honest about things that they try to avoid or cover up or not really be honest with themselves about. It has nothing to do with us, you know what I mean? It's really that's too much for me. That's too hard for me.
And honestly speaking, like I never knew that. Like I honestly, and that's going even with myself. And so I reflect now more so.
So now you're not faker than a dollar bill to yourself.
No, I literally,
Because that's what handling your truth is.
I just got to a point where I started to realize that that's what it was for me. Like why I was bringing up so much stuff and trying to process. So, I mean, I'm sure we got to get to a break, but this is getting so good, so I
We
want
do
to come
have
back.
to go to break, but you just hit a point, and we can leave with that is like when you're not handling your truth, you're a people pleaser, but you're people pleasing yourself.
Yes.
Versus, you know, and the result is that you're being a faker than a dollar bill, truthfully.
Right.
Going on break.
That's why
We'll
the
be right
fake
back, y'all.
deserve to be with the fake, and the real just has to be with the real.
Or just get real so you can come on to the other side, you know? Because you don't got to stay there. You can come over here with the real folks where it's greater. We'll be right back, y'all. And we are back to the Lemon Squeeze Show here at WPSN99.com, where we are the problem solving network. And before we go back into our topic, let's really just take the moment to give a shout out to our sponsors, Miss 31.
Yes. Let's give it up for Churney Pure, Now Matters More, and Retreat Behavioral Health.
Did she say Churney Pure?
I said Journey Pure.
It sounded a little church to me. And I was like, Journey Pure. Shout out to our sponsors. Without you all, we will not be here. So
That's right. Thank you for sponsoring us.
Thank you.
There's something going on a little bit with Ms. 31.
And we're still open to all sorts of sponsors for the show.
Yes, we are.
That's right.
Yeah, reach
Yeah,
out
stay
to
tuned. We got
us.
some good news, hopefully.
We
so.
sure
Good.
do. Can't wait to share. And so without further ado, though, our topic that we were discussing, in case you were not tuned in prior to the break, faker than a dollar bill, or are you a people person? And it sounds like, well, I think, me and Constance B are
The only ones on the show?
agreeing. Well, she's on.
She still don't even
I
hear
don't know
what I'm
what she's
saying.
doing over there, but we're saying that, you know what, there are times where you have to
picking on me.
coexist and, you know, talk to and be friendly with individuals who you may not, you know, be besties with or be friends with for certain purposes, whether for like business, and that does not mean that you're fake. It just means you handling business.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I agree.
Oh, well, you were on the fence last time before the show.
No, I didn't. I said the same thing as you are. I said you have to put on.
But you said I still consider it to be fake, but it was okay to be fake because you handling business.
Yeah, it's fake business wise, but not fake personal wise.
Oh, well, maybe you said that's cool. That's a different way. I never thought about it.
That's two
like
different
that.
things. I feel like in business, sometimes you can't be 100% who you are because you have to kind of.
Especially if you have a
you have
partner.
to mold to whatever situation you're kind of being placed in. You know what I mean? You have to mold to your situation. You have to mold to the people. You have to.
If you want to be successful.
If you want to be successful. Now, if you don't care and you're just one of those people who's like, I'm going to be me regardless.
Girl,
and I'm going to do me. Then, of course, okay.
That's
Let's see how
business
far you're going to go.
Personal.
I think personal as well.
That's business. Like she just touched on that. That's business and that's personal. Like that's perfect what you just said. Can you say it one more time for the people in the back?
Does she remember?
No.
You better rewind.
Girl, that is perfect.
No, I agree with her
If
completely.
you have to be able to get that way, and that's something that a lot of people, including myself, refuse. I'm so sorry. I have to say this real quick.
No, go ahead.
My mom used to always say this, and she'll tell. She stopped saying it because me and my sister made her realize, like, no, we can't do this. Her favorite line used to be, well, I'm this way and I've been this way and I'm just going to be this way. So you just got to adapt to me.
Right.
And we were like, okay, Mom, when we were kids, that worked because we had to follow under, what you're, but now that we have common sense and we have feelings, hey, we're human, that's not true.
Right.
If you want us to keep coming around and visiting you and calling and, let's make girls lunches and stuff, you're going to have to adjust a bit just as well as we will have to adjust to you. We want to make, when you want to make it work, that's what you do.
I think there's a time for all things. So there's a time for you to, be your true self and you be fun and you be loud and you be ghetto if that's who you are. But then there's a time for you to be professional, and then there's a time for you to be vocal, and then there's a time for you to be humble, and there's a time for you to, have a little confidence and be a little cocky. It's okay. Like, it's a difference between being cocky versus having a cocky moment. There's a time when sometimes cocky you need to come out and you check somebody. Right. But then there's a time where you need to shut your mouth and show humility. Right. And so I don't think that that is fake. I think that is being an adult. That's
handling
the world that
being
everybody is
successful.
different.
Because
Yeah.
I remember being 17 and having that mindset, like, if you don't like it, oh well, you know. And there's no way on earth that I would be the woman that I am today if I still had that,
or have the
attitude.
people around you that that are supportive in every aspect if you had that type of mentality still. Because people with good sense that's trying to go somewhere in life and that want things out of life are not going to tolerate someone who just says, shut up, be quiet, stand over there and take what I'm dishing out. Like, no. That don't even make sense.
I agree with you completely. I think the same, and you tapped in it, but we didn't like completely go there. But in personal, in your relationships as well, because there's a time in our friendship where I need to be vocal, and there's a time where I need to listen.
Exactly.
Like, if I'm already broke down, like, that's not the time for you to check me and stomp all over me when I've
Yeah.
done the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
but when I'm like in a better place, I do want you as my friend to keep it real with me and really tell me where I went wrong, or, you know, give me some feedback on the truth, because, you know, you are my friend and I want you to keep it real.
Right.
Same in relationships. Like, there's a time for you to like check your man, and there's a time for you to just check out and be quiet.
So I'm gonna give you a prime.
I learned that.
I'm gonna give you a prime example when I was managing, and so basically at the time, my GM and I, it was a situation that was going on. It was like a meeting that was coming up, and like everybody was about to have to work like some crazy hours. So the other managers and I came up with a plan, like, hey, we're gonna, you know, voice this to the GM, like, hey, this is how we want to kind of work everything out for the next day of work. So no one spoke up at that moment, like, and like she just kind of like snapped in the meeting, like went off. Someone else would have gone the way she disrespected me. Somebody would have gone off right then and there as soon as she did it. But I said, you know, it's a time and a place. I waited for everyone else to exit. But what I did, once everyone exited, I let her know, don't ever speak to me like that. I said, I'm not going to disrespect you in front of everyone, because I don't need that kind of power. That's clearly a power that you need to show someone you need that type of respect. But once I did that, I never had an issue with her disrespecting me in front of anyone, because it's a time and a place. See, some people expect you to act a certain way to get a certain reaction out of you, and I think she did that to see, well, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna push the envelope, let me see how far she's gonna push the envelope. No, I'm gonna let you have your moment in front of everyone. Once everyone exited, you know, we had a conversation. Don't you ever disrespect me like that again. I don't disrespect you like that. If you don't understand what's going on, you need to be an adult and express yourself and try to get an understanding. Don't ever try me like that again. And when everyone came back around, she actually apologized to me in front of everyone. Sometimes
And
that's
that is a great example, because had you turned up right then,
right,
there
I would have been the one in the wrong.
right.
Sometimes
different consequences,
right, for
and
different
all.
people. So sometimes, and saying that, I'm saying,
And that showed a lot on her. That showed
Right.
a lot about who she is when she was able to
Exactly.
take a step back. And the same way she blasted you in front of everybody, she was able to take herself and think about it, like, you know what, this woman is right, and let me correct this. And she did the right thing.
Because
like, that's
sometimes
good.
we're so quick as just humans, period, to retaliate right away. Your first instinct is, oh no, you're not gonna do me like that, so boom, let me retaliate. Now, younger Brittany, I know I would have immediately defended myself and been like, I don't know who you talking to in front of everybody.
But
and turned up.
wisdom brought
But
you
I've
to
learned,
where
I've
you are.
learned over time, if you want a certain respect and you want certain actions, you have to be the one to kind of be the be the bigger person in that moment. You handle your situation like an adult, and then watch how other people will start changing around you, because they'll see she's not gonna give me that reaction that person's gonna give me. I have to actually come to her with a certain type of respect. And when I
Yes.
first started working, I had friends who made fun of me, like, you let your job kind of like step on you. I said, no, I don't. See, to you all, you look like it's stepping on you. What I'm doing, I'm creating a boundary. She may think she could do one thing, but you don't know how I handle it behind closed doors.
Right.
You don't always have to show someone like I'm the boss. Like when it comes to certain things, like you let someone do that thing, because guess what? You look like a fool. I don't look like the fool, because you're disrespecting someone who's not disrespecting you. But when you give them that ammo of, okay, well, you going off on me, I'm going off on you, then you look like a fool. Because, see, people know how to divert that energy.
But I think that goes back to what we said. Like,
Yeah.
are you faker than a dollar bill? No. and as we're talking more into the topic, I don't think it's either. I don't think it's the right the way it's worded. The topic is correct. It's not like faker than a dollar bill or a people person, because it's more so faker than a dollar bill or just knowing how to maneuver in society correctly.
Right.
Know how to
And
get what you want.
Exactly.
How bad do you want it? Because if your ego is that big where, you can't humble yourself or know when and how to speak to individuals, how to engage, if you can put your personal views or biases to the side to be able to maneuver, then, you
don't want it bad enough.
You don't want it bad enough. And you can't get mad when you don't get it.
Exactly. And that's the part right there. As long as you know how to turn it on when it's time to turn it on, and knowing when it's time to back away and just calm yourself down, then for me that works out extremely well than just flying off the handle and just being this complete, aggressive, I'm in charge, you listen and you're going to obey. And it's like, no, actually you're running off really good people by being that way.
Because let me tell you, if there's somebody who I don't like in this world, or they could have slept with well, not my man, but like we had like we had some like history, but we had to come together to handle this business. I mean, you gonna sit at this table, we're gonna eat from the same plate, or we're gonna drink from the same cup for me to get this business done. Now, am I gonna call you on Friday night to come hang out with me? You gonna be invited to my wedding? No. But at the end of the day, we're gonna handle this business. I have to do what I have to do. I'm not gonna take a loss because of my personal issues.
Right. And then a lot of people don't understand
that. Hurts people, period, in life, in anything. Everyone always worries about how they personally feel instead of looking at the bigger picture.
Like bump your feelings.
Sometimes you got to take yourself out of it and realize it's not even about you right now. It's the bigger picture that is going on. Like, I have a bigger goal, and I talked to you before about that.
What she was just saying, the bigger goal of the bigger goal of the situation that we're in and what we're trying to do here.
Right.
Exactly.
And if you can't calm that ego down,
you have to, because I'm telling you, when I first got out of college,
take a big L.
I was just like, God, why can't I get the job that I want? Like, I'm hungry, I want it. Like, but I knew I had to actually humble myself, because I'm like, sure, I got the degree, I better get the job. I don't understand. Like, you really think like that, like, because they teach you in college, when you get out, you should get the job, you should have this, you should have that. Then I realized that's not the real world.
Right.
That is what they teach you in college. And so I actually had to humble myself, especially when I went into interviews. I actually looked back and I was like, I'm very cocky on interviews. Like, I'm the type of person where I wouldn't want to hire myself. And then
yes. Can you handle your truth? There it goes.
So I had to humble myself and actually show someone, like, look, I want this. Like, I genuinely want it. It's not like I feel like I deserve it.
You better hire me.
Yeah. So it once I start doing things like that, I see how
doors open,
and God really will make you humble yourself. Sometimes he will snatch something like that so quick to where it's like you need to learn to humble yourself so that you can progress in life.
And you
by
can
me
keep
humbling
what I'm
myself,
yes.
Once I got in my career role and things like that, I started seeing more success versus working these little mediocre jobs where I'm frustrated and I don't know what's going on, because I had too much of a cocky personality. Like, I did this, I did what I was supposed to do, better give me that job today.
Right.
And that's not being faker than a dollar bill. That's kind of like, and I think you teased me on Friday. Was it Friday you called me? When you called me, you were like, "Oh, you got your professional on, like, yo, you at
Friday,
work."
yeah.
And my son does the same thing. I'm like, Mom, when I call you, you sound like a white woman. Like, I'm like, boy, please. But I know at work, yes, when you call me and I'm on my job, you gonna hear a different
tone.
And it's not even on purpose, like, which I'm thankful for. Thank you, Lord. It's just like an automatic thing. Yeah. Like, when I get to work, all of a sudden I know how to talk proper English. My voice changes. Now, you catch me on the weekend at home or doing my own thing, you hear Ebonics. Totally different, yeah. I might curse you out.
Like, you never know who's watching you. That's another thing I learned too. You may think people are not paying attention to how you move, how you talk, what you got going on, but you'll be surprised, like, how many people watch you and look at every move. Like, you may think you're under the radar.
That's why it's best to, number one, just keep it real. Just be real and just be open. that's the best. But
unless you're a real jerk, then please stop.
If you're a person that know
Please
that
stop.
you don't know or you're not ready for certain things that handle certain pressures in that position, whether it be job, whether it be a partnership, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is, and you know that you're not really ready to not be freaking fake, then it's that particular position is just don't even apply for it.
Well, what you said earlier, you said that your mom was doing that one teaching. So it's like, don't you ladies think that a lot of people think that the world should adapt to them rather than them adapting to the world?
A lot of people
and
just
then,
start off that way.
right.
You start off.
And then I mean, at least
Wake up.
My initial thought was you earn the respect, and then I'll give you the respect rather than the truth, which is if I give out respect, I'll earn more respect back.
Exactly.
Which is really the truth.
That's what it is.
You know,
get
by giving
what
it,
you
I get
give.
it.
Right.
Rather than always
Absolutely.
waiting for the world to
Like,
earn my respect.
you better
don't need to
respect
earn
me.
my respect.
Yeah.
I just give it to you because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm a respectful
Now you
person.
will lose it
Right.
if I start seeing
Right.
a different
Right.
inside of you, and that's what what we call in the fake,
Right.
people.
Yeah.
That's what they do instead of just keep it being open and being real. They are being fake, and they're not.
I think they're insecure, which
and then
causes
they
them to
want
look
you
fake.
to be. Then they would like for you to be honest.
Yeah.
And real, but not giving it. So, it's just very strange. But I guess how can we avoid? That's the next question, because we give all the,
Well,
this is what it is.
It's your turn.
Well,
Or are you gonna say it in your?
I was just about to say we gotta wrap this topic up, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And what I'll say in closing, and we could bring it back around another week, is I think that we've all, after we've chopped and screwed up this topic, the reality is when you're not making it happen for yourself, and sometimes that means being mindful, being vocal, being quiet, you are faker than a dollar bill.
Oh,
I think that
I don't even want to do inspiration because I want you to elaborate.
Well,
I think that's what makes you fake.
that right there.
Because you're being fake to yourself, you're being fake to your family, you're being
That
fake to your
part.
kids, you're being
That
fake
part.
to your
wait,
future.
Being
let's do this.
fake
Hold
to
on.
yourself.
Go ahead, JoJo. Do CB's inspiration.
No, I want you to do this, because you just said.
Say it again.
You said it.
So, in Constance B's inspiration today, what I would like to say to you all is that if you do not know how to maneuver in this world, whether it's being vocal, being humble, being, sorry, I lost my point. Knowing when to raise hell, knowing when to be friendly, knowing when to handle business. If you are unable to juggle all of those and know when, how, where, and why, you are faker than a dollar bill.
Because you're just putting on.
You are to adapt. Adapting is part of life. Water does that. Be water. Bruce Lee said it.
If you want to be successful, if you want to come out of wherever you are and get to the next level, maybe that's something that's holding you back. Maybe it's not because, like Ms. 31 said, you have the degree and you have, the experience, or you feel like you have what it takes. What's going on? What's wrong? Maybe it's the truth of the matter is that you're faker than a dollar bill, and that's why you can't get from point A to point B, because you don't know how to maneuver in this society. So you're not going to grow. You're not going to be successful. You're going to remain complacent. You can't get a promotion, or you wonder why they don't look at you for leadership, but you don't even know how to talk to people in the room because of you're not liking that individual about something that happened last week or last month or last year. You still have to be able to coexist to get the job done.
Yeah.
Right. Oh.
Same in relationships. Maybe you don't have a man because you don't know when to be quiet. You know what I mean? When to speak up.
I mean, you're right.
Because I had to learn that, because I was single for a very long time, independent woman, and I'd be like, who the hell and why the hell, and, who you talking to? But if I would have kept that mentality, I would not be in a relationship right now, because I had to learn the right moments, and I still get my point across, but you have to learn the right moments to talk and how to talk. And sometimes, I can get crunk, but sometimes I got to come with a little love. And with that being said, I think we need to go on break.
Yeah.
We'll be back right back, y'all.
What I'm talking about love. Talking about love and happy, yeah.
back.
We're back.
And you're tuned into the Lemon Squeeze Show.
Yes, you are.
And, we always get it in, but I'm telling you, if you missed the first half of the show, watch it at, I don't
Do
know
your
what time
finger
it
like
is.
this on the
7,
little line.
3, or 11.
Bring it
7,
back.
3, or 11. Like, if you're watching on WPSN99.com, then, you can't rewind it back, but you can catch it the next time. I don't know what time it is for you, but it's 7, 3, and 11 a.m. or p.m., plenty times to catch it. And then if you want to see it on YouTube, obviously you can hit rewind,
right.
like Constance B said, rewind
Drag
that thing
finger
back.
Bring it back. Bring it
Swipe
back.
Hey.
Use
And
the
so y'all
finger.
know what that sound is when you hear LJ Soap blessing us with that
Yes, yeah.
beautiful voice of
Okay.
his.
Yeah.
Love and relationship.
I love that topic.
And let me see if I'm gonna just break it down in 3 words. One night stands.
Ooh, one night stand.
One night stands.
One night.
How do you feel about those? Are they okay?
It depends. Are you married
So-
or single?
Well, are
One
we
night
just talking
stands.
about one night stands, or are we talking about what I asked? If you
She's talking about what she
Have
One
has.
look, one night stands is just what it means. It means one night we are standing,
Bye-bye.
and that's it. We just you get one night, right? So okay, so this is how this
Tell
is.
us, Shaniqua.
Shanquito.
Shaniqua, wait, what was it?
So listen, one night stands. This is how I feel about one night stands, right? Okay, and this is just me speaking in my current life right now. I'm not talking about how I'm gonna think about it, feel about it 5-10 years from now. I don't know.
All right.
So now, back when I was, and I'm still young, pretty much, So when I was a little bit younger than what I am now, a few years ago, honestly, I always felt a little odd about it. But I can say that I'm not a saint, and I did have a one night stand. Now, yeah, but that's not saying like I didn't know the person. And we just like ran into each other and we did it.
Wait a
like I
minute.
knew him. No, listen, because this is still a one night stand. So I knew the person,
To you.
but that was the first time that we had done something and we crossed a line that shouldn't have crossed. So we just shut that door.
But is that a
and-
one night stand?
Yeah, it is, because it was for one night only.
You guys know each other's real names, though.
well, no, one night stands is one of those wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Never
One
see
night
you.
stand is like
I just met you today.
You met that person like at
Today.
a club or something.
my name is
Bang.
Jorge.
And
I
then
want-
they ended up in the bed.
Not
and
George,
then,
Jorge.
you know what I mean? And then you just part your
Jesus.
separate
Well,
ways.
I know that to be a one night stand also, but I just considered that too because it was that.
Nope.
So you mean like a
You
total?
could have hit it and quit it.
You just did.
Right.
Yeah. You just like you just gave it up. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well,
No, one night stand is you met Shawty in the club, you took him home, bang bang, and you never hear from them again. That's a one night stand.
I honestly, y'all got. And I've never had a
Wow.
one night stand.
Never?
No.
so you just
Wow.
well, I guess I mean in a
Never.
sense, and
Then
it's,
maybe Constance
I have.
hasn't either then.
I have.
well, no, because I could. Well, like I said,
In-
we all
under their
look at it
definition, I'm saying.
right under this definition.
And that-
No, but
Wow.
what I called the one night stand was that because that's just
I've
what it was.
I've had an
had-
experience
a true one night stand.
Me too.
like what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I do, and I consider that as a one night stand. But I mean, I do get what you're saying, and so yeah.
I have. I mean,
Go. Well, tell us about it. We want to know.
yeah. You had your energy drink. Wake
How
up.
was it? Was it
One night stand.
I mean,
Is
one of
it
the,
intense?
What
Like,
did you get paid for it?
no, that's a whole transaction.
Was
Well,
it,
what's wrong with that hell?
was it-
I'd rather do that than.
I mean, no, that was okay. So
was it exciting, or were you like sad
was a-
afterwards? Did you regret it, or was it like, oh my gosh, this was so much, like fun?
Did he have a woman? Like was it
I
like?
don't think they talk
no,
about
we
that.
don't talk about that.
Oh.
You don't get it.
You don't ask
It's like
questions
it's like okay, going to the club and
No
you backing
questions.
it up on
That's
somebody.
Right. That's it.
And
So-
then
That's it.
right.
My
Tell me, if
thing
I'm right, tell me if I'm right though. It's like being at the club,
I mean,
backing
you
it up
feeling
on somebody, and then y'all
yeah.
leave together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't a bad thing.
Oh.
Like, it was a fun experience. You know what I mean? I wasn't mad. I knew what it was. Like, I already know.
You wanted this too. It was I want this.
Yeah,
this
I know.
Well, yeah, because then it would be called a
No, but I'm just saying.
No,
like,
yeah, it wasn't like somebody finessed me into
Yeah,
like
that's what I
doing
mean.
it.
Not like
I
no
wasn't,
rape.
I wasn't finessing. I wasn't finessing anything. One thing I can tell you, what I've learned over the years, if you meet anyone at the club and you go home with them, that's like pretty much what it is. It's, I mean, some people it
You sound like a professional.
Well,
I mean-
hey, we need it. It's good. I
mean-
like it. I
mean,
like
it's
it.
just the truth, you know.
Put me up on game.
It's like if you leave with a guy after the club. First of all, everybody's mind when you go to the club is, if you're drinking, you just want to bang something that night.
Really?
9 times out of 10, if you're single, I'm not saying everyone thinks like that. I'm just being a realist. You know what I mean?
Right.
At one point in my life, I was very promiscuous. You know what I mean? I want, if I wanted it, I'm gonna get it. I don't care. Like,
There you go.
that's how I was. Like, so
I get it.
didn't-
Take you up through there, and you ain't have my number.
right, and I'm okay with that. Like, we go on to the next.
I'm
You know what
interested because I just never been that gangster like
well,
with it.
well, no. The thing is, like, you just kind of got to get the right guys who understand, like, this just is what it
And
is.
so exactly,
So it's
so
like
y'all both
conversation.
there.
It's like conversation. You can meet like 7 guys in the club, but one guy you just click with and he understand.
Like, you down?
You
Yeah,
cool?
I'm down.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
We vibing.
Let's do this.
I'm horny. You horny? What's up? Let's
Hey,
bang bang up to the room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but it
but
can
it's
be
life.
fun.
It's
But
happens,
the thing
yeah.
is, the thing is too, I don't like having when I stands with people who are very like, well, I don't do this and then I don't do that, because I'll be like, you know what,
that there's a turns
bye
a whole,
bye. Like it doesn't even make any sense. It's like it's born now. You putting limitations on it. We're already not gonna talk to each other no more. Like now you give me limitations on what's gonna happen. I'm already turned off at this point.
Okay.
Faucet off, so you can go ahead and go ahead and go home. But it's all about a vibe. You know what I mean? It's just how you all vibe. Like
And
everybody.
that's part of the
you meet-
excitement, right? Is
Yeah.
the not knowing.
The excitement is it makes you feel like you're in a relationship,
Yeah.
like, but you know you're not. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
well, you never had one, so it's kind of like you'll meet someone, you can make out, y'all can be kicking it, y'all just enjoying. Like nobody else matters right now in the club. Like it's just y'all two, and it's just like, what's up? You go hang
Like
out.
a fantasy.
Yeah, like a fantasy.
Yeah.
Y'all-
and you live it out.
Yeah.
You live it out. You have fun. I mean, shoot, y'all might even get up and have breakfast together the next day. But then after that,
Yeah, I don't know
it's
about
like,
all that now.
well, I've had that happen where it's like after everything,
That
he
must
took
have
me to
been
breakfast,
real good, then.
and then we
Real
just
good
didn't talk
night.
no more.
Yeah.
That-
But I was okay with that. I already knew what it was. I think he wanted to talk more, possibly, but I had already put in my mind like
This is what it was. This is what it is.
because I just also feel like too, some guys, even though they say they respect you, it's always in the back of their head like, if she did this with me, how many other people have she's done that with? Like, it's always going to be somewhat of a trust issue from that. So I just kind of leave it where it's at, because I don't have time to be a mommy and stroke your ego when it comes to that. Like,
But I think that's a good point where you're tapping into, is because Constance B's perspective of a one night stand was that guy, and tell me if I'm wrong, like you gave an example, but it's also like, say you go on that first date with somebody and you end up having sex.
yeah.
You know, like is you agree with that?
Go on the first date and end up having sex.
And it didn't turn into a relationship.
Yeah,
That's
would
what
you,
was your
would you
definition.
put that in the category of
right.
one
When
night
I
stand?
stand, right?
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So with that being said,
It's
though,
one night.
do you all think that, because this has come up a lot with women and men, like if you give it up too soon, kind of like, you know, Steve Harvey says you got to wait 90 days, right? Do you all think that if you have a one night stand with someone, or you give it up on the first night, are you doomed as far as it ever growing to be anything deeper?
Now,
But you're not looking for that in a
I-
one night stand.
If
Right,
you,
No, but I'm saying if you
went on a date,
let's say you went in it that way,
what you're saying.
but then I don't know, the stars align and you like, oh my gosh, I want something deeper. Do you think you're doomed?
well, I think you're playing yourself. You're doomed. You're playing yourself
Well-
because if you guys have already pretty much came into this with the understanding of this is what we are. This is what is this. That's what
but
it
you
is.
can change it.
Well, I don't know about that because I don't
If you
feel
haven't
that
had
you can
sex.
really, unless both of you are on the same page with that, then yes, it can be changed because you both want like more than what you thought you wanted going into this. So that can happen. But I don't think that if the other person is seriously stuck on, hey, this is just what we were, and then the other person, be it the male or the female, whichever, is now wanting more, I feel like at that point you're doomed. You played yourself.
Well, that's in every situation. Whether you waited 90 days or one day, if the person doesn't want the same thing you want, you're doomed.
I think beginning a
but
relationship
that's why the
physically
understanding, like, you
sets
try
it
to
up.
form.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous when you set up a relationship physically first.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yes,
you know,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're
because there's-
saying.
The part of the fascination of a relationship is the whole ramping up.
Right.
You know, the whole procedure of dating, going out, getting to know each other, all that earliness in a relationship is kind of exciting.
Right.
You know, so if you go right to the end, right to the pie, well then it's like
Well, so
that's what they talk about, though.
I spoke to my coworker
That's
about it.
good.
I asked them about it. 2 guys. So I was like, do you have less respect for a woman who sleeps with you on the first night of meeting, or is it the same as if you went on like a first date and slept with them? So they explained to me was the same thing. If I have sex with you on the first night, like meet you in the club first night, I'm not gonna take you serious. But if we're talking on the phone and we build some type of rapport, let's just say I met you on Saturday, we've been talking all week, and then next Saturday, you know, we go out and we hang out all day, you know, we're just feeling each other, and then we just so happen to sleep together. They are more willing to take a chance to date you that way than to meet you the first night and you just get it. Because in the back of their head, this is, I'm not saying all, I'm not saying all men are like that. This is just what they were saying. Like,
I hear you.
it's a thing of, I think men really enjoy that chase.
Make us wait.
Yeah, they
Make
enjoy
us
the chase.
wait.
Because the coworker who's married, he said the first night he went on a date with his wife, he was trying to like kiss all on her and stuff, and she was just like, "Look, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna leave." And he was like,
Well, that's uncomfortable. It's a little
and he was
weird.
just like, whoa, like I might want to pursue this. Like, she's not even allowing me to like just hop right in, and maybe she's actually worth something. Because I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you're a male, I think men think with that first automatically trying to
That's why you got to pause it.
and so he was like,
Because
you
then
kinda,
they get the, it's
you
like
kind
you
of got to
give them
pause.
the
You
cake.
got to be like, pause. Look, I'm trying to get to know you for real. Not on just that.
Make him chase
you know.
you.
Yeah.
Make him want you and extend you with that thing. That's my mom. Because once you open the door of sex, it's like what Louis was saying. Like, now the relationship has turned because you've added sex into it. Before the sex comes, you know, you get to know a person. You get to know what they like, what they dislike, who they are. You know, do you all mesh well? Do you all what is it? Are you compatible?
Right.
You know, what do you all like to do? You have fun. Like, you know, it's you do activities, and it's just a whole lot different. Once you put sex in the mix, it just changed the dynamic of the relationship. And so I think you should just really make a man.
And I think great sex is
I don't know. I don't think you
mental.
I don't think you put a date on it. You know, like the 90 days thing.
No.
I think you just
Because I don't want to
Fill out. Just fill the
I'm gonna be
situation
honest with
out.
you.
Fill
I don't want
him
to
out.
waste my
Fill her
time
out.
with you, and then I have
No.
sex with you, and then I just be like,
But,
oh,
ooh,
this is trash for 90 days.
Put it in and maybe it's the same for women. So you guys are gonna have to tell me this, because not being a woman, I don't know.
Right.
But I'll tell you for a man. So prior to ejaculating, if that's a safe way to say it, you can experience pain. You can be uncomfortable. You can be going through a lot of stuff because you're ramping up. You're going up, and when you're going up to that ejaculation, you can experience all kinds of things. It's exciting.
Right.
It's great. You know, you could be sweating. Whatever. Once you've peaked and you're released, now you feel that your back hurts, your legs hurt, you're tired, you're hungry, you're thirsty. Who you're really with? The reality just hits you in the face like a train. It's no, so what I'm saying is that while you have our interest, while we're listening to you talk, while you're telling us about your life, we're kind of ramping up. Go with that. To make that last as long as possible, because if you go right to the ejaculation, it's on to the I gotta be honest. There's something in our brain that says
who said
next,
the same
had
thing.
it, done it, boom. I'm no longer
And
as
that-
interested
and
in
that-
what your favorite color
Yeah.
is. I gotta be honest. I'm sorry.
And that
I
part right
said
there
that.
is
I
the
like
fear. That right there is the fear that keeps.
Yeah.
Like when that happened, when I told you guys about, I knew the guy and we were cool, but then like we just took it over the hill.
Yeah.
And it was like at this point, it's like now, like you said, I'm looking at you a little different.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's not really, you know, you're not really what I wanted
Right.
to even be bothered with. And now, so yeah, like I get that part of it.
Well, and the guy told
I'm
me
sorry,
that
but
too.
we-
He
it
said
just
it's like they
happened.
discussed it with you, like, ew, get away from me. Like he was like,
So that,
It's
but
just we're
that's-
done. It's just like,
yeah.
okay.
He said after he's like, I be all into it.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm done, I'm kind of like, ew, who are you? Get away from me. Like you disgust me.
And
And I
that's-
was like, why do you feel that way? He's like, I don't know. He's like, it's every time though. He's like,
So is
every
that, and so I'm
time.
wondering,
And
like,
he was
I'm
like,
wondering,
I
is
have to
that-
really like you to be like, okay, babe, like come here.
And
like,
I've heard
you
that
know.
too.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm wondering, like for, individuals who decide to be treated that way. Because somebody even, it was a poem I heard, and she ended it and said, I'm no longer going to be your sex vessel. And so at a point in time, like, what gets you to say, you know what, I don't want
how
that
long
no
do you
more.
think you should
I don't
wait?
want to be that no more. I want to have something where once we are finished with
Right.
making love, having sex, really fucking, if I can say, if at that point, like, what is it that makes you, as because we were talking about for women, because we're women, like, at what point do you get tired of being that, just the sex vessel for that person to just do what they gotta do?
Ooh.
And every time when they call you, you know what the phone conversation is for. You know what the let's meet up is for. Like, when do you get?
I
Well,
think you get
it-
tired when you tired.
And some
Like,
of us only value ourselves that way. When I was
Oh,
young
that's a good
and I
one.
didn't know myself, I didn't know the emotional me. I only knew that I was good at certain things, so I wanted to do what I felt I was good at.
Yeah.
So I feel like if that's all I have to bring to the table, and then one day you want to have a conversation, well, we didn't build it like that. I don't know me in conversation.
Right.
I do know me. Like, can you just lay down there and let me do what I do? I know how to pay for stuff. I know how to make you feel good. That's all I know. I'm shallow. So when I was shallow and that's all I knew,
Yeah.
and you said that's what you wanted in me, well then why are we trying to take it to a different level? I don't know that dude.
Right.
And why do you want that dude now?
That was-
so don't
oh my
don't
gosh.
expect me
But
to
you
be
know
somebody
what?
that I didn't
When
come
you
into this
say that,
relationship
exactly.
with.
I feel like that's when we go back to like the one night stand conversation.
Right.
I feel like that's why I experienced one night stands, like because I didn't value myself.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, like being straight up,
No,
being
that's
a
good.
being
That's
a
it.
plus size woman. I'm just like whatever. Dudes don't want to be with me anyway. Let me just get my rocks
Right.
off. Like I'm
Right.
cool with someone not trying to commit to me or whatever. But as I get older, I
it
realize
was like you got in ahead of what you were already thinking. So since you
Yeah.
already believed that,
Yeah,
then
I believe
you
that.
drove
Just
the
went-
car
yeah, just
versus
went
being
ahead
on the passenger side.
and I just kind of live that lifestyle, you know what I mean? And then I realized like I don't really want this, and so but it
This
goes
is not
back to
who I
what
really
we're talking
am.
about with self-worth. I didn't feel I was worthy of anything because I've been told so long that I'm not good enough for anything, so I really started believing it. I started treating
And then
myself
allowing other
that way
people to also treat
me
you.
that way until I
Exactly.
started waking up and realizing like I don't have to live this kind of life. Like, stop allowing what other people
And you know
dictate.
what? One last thing, because I know we're going to end up having to
Yeah,
go to
this
break.
show flew by.
So
No,
this-
it's the end.
It's over. I've been waiting to.
Go ahead.
Oh my! Well, this this last part is that it's when you finally wake up and realize
You
like,
see my
hey,
hands folded. I'm like, that's a wrap, y'all.
Beep, 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 that's all.
But it's good though. I mean, it's real conversation that
It's definitely good
that women need
conversation.
to hear, and I'm
Right.
so glad, thankful for your transparency, because there's so many women out there who are having one night stands or giving it up on the first night, and whether you're doing one or the other, like, you are worth more than that. And so the easiest way to answer your question, Constance B, is just stop. Like, stop letting somebody pollute you, or stop polluting yourself, really, and putting yourself out there. Like, you are worth more than just a one night stand or a first night. Let that brother get to know you, and if they don't want to take the time to get to know you, or sister get to know you, then they're not worthy of something so valuable, something so
Right.
special to you that you hold in between them thighs, girl.
Oh, that dessert. There you go.
And with that being said, this week's topic, if you're tuned in, you're going to know that we named it after the show, because it just went in a direction that we weren't even planning on it, but that's why we do this. And so, are you faker than a dollar bill? Girl, get your life. If you are being held back, whether it's on a business aspect or personal, like, what is it that you are doing or not doing that is holding you back or preventing you from getting to the next level of success, whatever that may be? And then, of course, hey, one night stands, if you're in that place, it is what it is. But what we're saying to you, if you are in that place, your self-worth is questionable. It's an issue, and we hope and pray that you know what, recognize and realize after you hear this show that you are worth so much more, and stop allowing yourself to, just be taken advantage of.
Yep.
Yes.
And that for a sexual tool.
You know what? I'm ending it on this. You're being faker than $1 bill.
Hey.
That's a wrap,
it.
y'all.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, JoJo Knows, and my beautiful co-host, Constance B and Mizz 31. And shout out to our producer, who we don't shout out enough.
Louis.
the dope
Louis, we love you.
We love you. And we're out.
Do your-
Okay. Okay.